All right, as promised, test corrections. All right, so the first page, there's two left and right side, okay? So starting on the left. Okay, George Poya's problem-solving steps, all right? The first step is understand the problem, second step is devise a plan, third step is carry out the plan, and fourth step is look back at the completed solution. So in the list, you need to go 3, 4, 1, 2. Now this was worth 4 points, one per item, okay? Now going down, the multiple choices. All multiple choice is worth 1 point, so I'm only going to say this once. Multiple choice, 1 point, okay? So, how would you say this thing? Well, it's f of x or f at x. So, it's all of the above, which is C. Okay? The next one, is this relation a function? You have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Your x values do not repeat, so yes, this is a function. And that would be A. Okay? The next one. What is the domain of this function? Domain is x values. So you list them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is C. Okay? Next. What is the range of the function? Range is the y values. So looking at the y values that are given, you have 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so that is A. Okay? Now, the last thing on the left-hand side is the numbering of the quadrants. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. This was worth 4 points. 1 per quadrant, okay? Some people had trouble with the Roman numeral for 4, okay? IV, all right? The way Roman numerals are set up, it's just the way it is, okay? So just remember IV, all right? Okay, now, the right-hand side of the page, word problems. What will the temperature be in degrees Fahrenheit when it is 15 degrees Celsius outside? And they give you the formula. So I expected you to show some work here. Okay? They give you a C of 15, so plug it in. 9 times 15 divided by 5 plus 32. Okay? Well, if I take 5 divided into 15, that's 3. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 32, which is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what I needed to see from you is some work. So if you didn't show work, you got 4 points. All right? Yes, Ms. Kaiser's being picky on this. All right, next one. Your associate who wanted to improve his physical fitness for an event to take place on July 1st started a diet and exercise regime on January 1st. He measured his weight on that day and on the 1st of each month thereafter until July 1st. Having met his goal on July 1st, he decided to continue with the regime and record keeping for the remainder of the year. The data is used to construct a graph where the number of months since July 1st is the input variable and the weight lost or gained during each month is the output variable. Note that July 1st is taken to be time 0. Since this date is of interest as a reference point, if the graph tells you that 7 pounds were lost in November, in which quadrant is the point for November located? Well, if you look at it this way, it's going to be, your 0 is where you stay the same. So your gain, right? Your gain would go positive. and your loss would go negative. So this is going to be in quadrant 4, all right? So quadrant 4 is C for your answer. Again, it's multiple choice, worth 1, okay? Next. All right, your associate who wanted to improve his physical fitness, basically the same type problem, except now you're looking at 6 pounds were lost in May, okay? So if your 0 is July, okay? So if you're looking at the 0 here, this is July. Where's May in relation to July? It's over here, okay? And it's weight lost, so again, it's down here. What quadrant is this? It's 3. Okay? So that is A. All right? Now, the next one. The cost of tuition at Johnson Community College is $180 per credit hour. Each student also has to pay $90 in fees. Write an equation that represents the tuition cost C for X credit hours taken. Okay. Now, ask yourself, what is constant and what changes? The constant is the $90, okay? So 90 is going to be added no matter what. That's given, $90. And then your variable part is the 180 because it's 180 per credit hour. So depending on the credit hours, you'll pay $180. So that is where your X goes. And there's your C, okay? So you needed letter C for this one, okay? So that's the first page, right and left. Second page. On the left-hand side, you have a table and 2 word problems, all right? So, the cost of a printing catalog of the products that your company distributes is a flat rate of $52 plus 24 cents per copy. Let C represent the total cost of printing and X represent the number of copies. Write in symbolic form an equation that will relate C and X. Organize the data into a table of values. Begin with 500 copies, increase by increments of 500, and end with 2,500 copies. Okay? Well, let's look at this. We have $52 plus 24 cents per copy. So, we're looking at the cost is $52 plus 24 cents per copy. There's the equation. So I'm looking at either B or D. Now what I need to do to figure out which one it is, I need to start with 500, okay? So if I put 500 in here, that'll help me find that C, okay? Okay, so we are looking at $172 for 500 things, okay? So that is B. All I needed to do was the 1 and I found it, okay? The next one. Williamston Daily is a new daily newspaper. When they first started printing 3 years ago, they had 5,500 home delivery subscribers. The number of subscribers increased by 72 every month. Write an equation that expresses the number of subscribers, B, in terms of N, the number of months the paper has been printed. Okay? What's constant? The constant is what they begin with. 5,500. Okay? Then the variable is 72 per month. Okay? So 72 per month. All right? And that is our B. So the answer to that one is A. Okay? So there's that. Now, the next thing. Some people had questions on this, and I hope that you understand what it was asking. Okay? The formula for the circumference of a circle is C equals 2 pi r. Determine the circumference when the radius r is 11 feet. okay? It doesn't give you pi as 3.14. It just gives you that formula. So you're given C equals 2 pi r, and your r is 11. So plug it in. C equals 2 pi times 11. So this is C equals 22 pi feet. Okay? So because it doesn't say plug in 3.14 and find the actual, you actually do it this way. So your answer for this is D. All right? So that's that left-hand side. Now the right-hand side. Another word problem. Okay? Yes, a lot of reading, guys. The cost of printing a flyer again. Okay? So let's look for the pertinent information. A rate of $5 plus 7 cents per copy. Okay? So a flat rate of $5 plus 7 cents a copy. Okay? So looking at the options, that's either going to be A or C. Now I need to put in my 500 copies again. So 5 plus 0.07 times 500. Okay, so that is $40. Okay, so $40 is what we're looking for. The answer is D. Okay, so there are the first 2 pages, right and left. Look at the next video to do the last 2 pages, right and left for both, okay? So look at the next video for the rest of your corrections.